Okay, so I implemented a few more things, as one can see. So let me just clean up my code. Let me just remove some stuff I don't need anymore. Okay, so the first thing I added, well, let's include the file system one more time. And let's create that file. So we could just open a file, and we could call this test.txt, whatever we want to call it. And then we could write that. Now we could write, so we could say hello world, right? So now we're writing to that file.
Oh my god, I have so much stuff, I don't even know if you have storage.
So let's run that. Clear, make.
He said right now.
Oh yeah, by the way, I'm using C++, because G++ was being dumb. Okay, let's run this. Okay, well, there you go. It worked. It creates the file, and then it writes to it. And another one that we could do, we could open, and then we could append text to it. These look exactly the same as the Aardvark interpreter. I just created it in C++. A transpiler to C++ that makes it look exactly like Aardvark, the Aardvark interpreted style. So now that I do that, we could also make that. Yep, and then we could run that as well, and it should append to the file. There we go. We appended test to it. There you go. And if the file does not exist already, so if I create a new file and I compile this as well, if I create a new file, if it doesn't exist, it will create it for you. So if I do that, it creates it for you and adds that text in there. Pretty nifty.
What is the most effective way to organize?
And you can do the same thing with write, but when you use write, it overwrites whatever's in here. But for now, we don't need to worry about those. Okay, another thing I added was let's include the tools. So I added some tools. So we could do random choice. We could do hello there. How are you doing? And this will give us a random choice between all these things. Or just pick something random from these. So what we could do now is we could output that. So let's just compile, clean up our terminal, and then run it. So there we go. We got doing, and it's random. R, doing, there, you, hello, you, how. It's random, completely random. Random every time, so we could do that. Another thing I added was the random int. So we could do rand int.
Oh, it's R.
And we could say between 1 and 10. Alright? And then we could output that. Let's always output it. Make clean, make clear. Okay, we compiled. We got some errors, so this might not work. Well, let's see.
Holy cow, my gun looks.
Wait, it does work. Why am I getting errors in this file then? They're gone. Okay, whatever. But it works. So we get a random number between 10. Inclusive. These are inclusive numbers. 1 to 10 inclusive, so you get all those numbers. Completely random. And then you could also get a random number, just a random number from 0 and 1. So I did random. I tried to call it just random, but there's already a thing in C++ called random, so I can't do that. So I had to rename it to random instead. But this returns a number between 0 and 1. So as a double. So let's compile. And let's run it. See? And this one's not inclusive.
I'm trying to get rid of all my room so I could put it.
And you could do whatever you want with that. You could create your own random number int generator, whatever. Random choice, whatever you want. But these are the few things I created. And let's do a little bit of coding. Let's create our factorial function. So this is always going to return dynamic factorial number. That's going to be dynamic. And then we return, so if number equals 1, return
I did it. I
return
did it, boys.
1,
You're welcome. I figured out how to rotate 9.
return number times factorial number minus
You
1.
guys didn't close the door behind you. Oh.
So, these are going to be implicit conversions,
Okay. Oh,
so,
let's go. Oh, I need that first.
and then we want to do another one if it's an integer as well.
80.
So
These in our group.
we could do if number equals 1, and actually I'm just going to copy this code. So let's just do that. There we go. Alright, clear this out.
I'm the admin. I'm the admin.
Now that we have the factorial, we could do x equals 5, and we could do factorial. Let's output this factorial
Yes.
x. This is the first time I'm going to create this, so it might fail. Yup, I forgot semicolons.
Because Alberto, if that was
Alright,
the case,
now we do it.
right? If he went to bed.
Nice. Now let's test it.
Yeah,
120. Look at that.
I don't know.
Factorial works now. So those were the 3 things in the tool module that at least I'm getting from the documentation. I'm reading the documentation and creating these functions myself.
What?
Lots of hard work. So we got this one, 56 lines, the file reader, file system module. We got the random tools stuff, standard input and output, and then the actual language stuff. A really long file which creates a long output file here. But it works, so yeah. That's about it. And the next thing, it might have tools and stuff. But yep, that's it.